Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, developed by the people who made hard games fun. I have never played a single FromSoft game in my life, and I simply do not care if I missed out on anything. However, if I were to describe this game in one sentence, I would say,
go fuck yourself, you piece of dog shit. I hate you and your M1A2 SCPV4.
But you might be asking yourself,
But Baldrr, why play such an irrelevant game? Why not play Elden Ring?
let me tell you why. Because I'm broke. However, the question remains, can I, the man with no patience, complete this game? And how many times will I die? Let us find out. I woke up in this weird cave after a good hangover. However, this woman gave me her number or something. I don't know how it works, I'm a gamer. Once I got out, I was apparently in this place called Poland, also known as Ashina Reservoir. But what is actually the difference? And as always, I was confused. After a solid 34.7 seconds, I found progress. It was a beautiful place. I did not know how to hide since I started this playthrough with a keyboard and didn't see the very obvious key settings in the options menu. I, for no reason, had no sword to defend myself with, so I had to do it the hard way. After all that sneaking and pure confusion, I came to this place. I've seen people climb trees in this game. However, I failed. I was even about to get my shit rocked by this bald guy because I thought I was on the right track. That wasn't the case. But I hid behind this wall until the stressful music stopped. Approximately 2 minutes later, I found this sus hole in the wall and decided to enter it, since I didn't see any other way to progress the game. This time I was right. I finally found who I was looking for. My sugar mama. She gave me this super epic sword in exchange for me killing the I will not fulfill that joke in case I offend the Asians. Also, my name is Wolf now, or Kushimaru. No, that was the sword. But on a side note, may I please join the Genshin fanbase, as I, Baldrr, have transferred my soul to the furries. Didn't think so. As I was leaving, she interrupted me once again.
Wolf, can you bring me chicken nuggets from McDonald's before we meet again?
What the fuck is a McDonald's? Anyways, I wrecked her shit and left. Now, we slayed every single monk in the rice fields in style. And did not die. Okay, maybe once. To my defense, I've never played this game before and I think it shows. My second attempt went smoothly, I barely even got touched. After I killed all the guards, I finally got my chance at walking on trees. As the wise tree once told me, there's cocks this way. But of course I got scared and ran away. Once my fear of the unknown were gone, I took that extra leap forward and walked on the tree. It was amazing. I climbed a bridge for some reason, listened to what these beta cocks had to say, and then I did what I always wanted to do as a kid. I killed the goblin child under the bridge. I no longer fear bridges. Just moments later, I found the door. The bitch has arrived. We did what fears me the most. Conversing with women.
Wolf, did you get me the chicken nuggies?
What the fuck? Once we were done talking, we went through this tunnel and found this beautiful field of rice, I think. But then this dude showed up? Or maybe we showed up. Was he here? I'm confused. We fought for hours upon hours. Okay, that was a lie. We fought for a few seconds until that fucker shot my arm off. I woke up a few days later in a strange place with a brand new arm made by bone. It might be penis. That this mysterious man had made for me. He might be a goblin. Maybe an ogre. What are these purple things? Can I smoke it? Oh. Back to the ogre. I needed to find out where I was. The ogre man gave me something called a prosthetic shinobi tool. I may now join the Paralympics with a grappling hook. I can finally shoot those cripples without getting convicted of assault. This grappling hook is fucking amazing. I'm getting off topic. Liam Neeson wants me to bring shinobi tools so I can commit more crimes in style. Just outside the temple, I discovered this weird blue statue, also known as sculpture idol. I learned how to rest, but that wasn't the point. I now had a fucking grappling hook. How cool is that? But the problem was, I did not know how to use it. Ashina outskirts. What am I doing here, you might ask? Well, to answer your question, murder. Now, after my first assassination, I had no idea how to pick stuff up. I was once again very confused. I killed another guy just in case I fucked up, but no, I fucked up. I googled my symptoms of stupidity and found out I had to hold down the button to pick stuff up. I already tried all the buttons on my keyboard, except holding it down. A few moments later, I killed a dog and I already wanted to die. I love dogs, so I got out of there, mainly because I almost died. But even though all that pain, I still went down and killed them. The regret was building. I slayed a big black hawk with my girthy sword. My first strong opponent was this samurai guy who was just minding his business. I had to ruin his day. He ruined mine. This was my first death, or so I thought. I got a second chance and still fucked up. But this time, I killed the cock from the front, but the samurai still killed me. I did find a prosthetic tool, and of course, I had to kill the black hawk again. And this time, I did not attack the samurai. I ran past him. I found this tiny stronghold looking thing and committed a few crimes, such as murder. I did get scared by 3 big guys, so I hid on a roof until they were gone. Who knows what would have happened? I tried jumping up on that cliff right in front of me, but that failed. So I ran for my life in hope for safety. A few seconds later, I killed this guy from behind to progress the game for once. Turns out I'm being framed for arson. They almost killed me with fire, so I ran away in fear. The problem was I was stuck, but I quickly found a way out, so I took it and ran. I killed another cock. There is so many black cocks in this game. I found safety, and I found out I can fast travel with these sculpture idols. What a shame I didn't know this earlier. I eavesdropped on some beta cocks being scared of a chained up ogre further ahead. Little did I know, it was still in frame from where I stood. I couldn't see it. I believed I could somehow skip this part, but I was wrong. I managed to kill the 2 guys chatting and thought I was safe from the ogre. But oh boy, was I wrong. As I was fighting the chain Shrek, I noticed the amount of damage it dealt. I will not deny the fact that I was indeed scared. Now I know the feared donkey must have felt when Shrek was constantly angry with him. I almost shat myself. It took Shrek 2 hits and I was dead. With the power of resurrection, I managed to get back up on my feet, but I had no idea how to dodge the ogre's attacks. So I jumped away like a pussy. The pussy I am. That was a mistake, since he could grab me either way, but that didn't kill me. I was shocked. I was trying to flee the fight. Once again, I knew that I was 1 hit away from death, but in the blink of an eye, I was gone. I will now spare you the rest of these solid 40 minutes of failure with a cool montage of my deaths. I gave up. I had to find a controller. Luckily for me, an old friend of mine had a spare Xbox controller that I could borrow. I plugged it in, but nothing happened. I did not know how to make it work. Nothing but the camera worked. After 16 more minutes, I gave up and went to bed. Day 2 of playing this game. I finally got all the settings correct for the controller. Now, this time I was prepared. I was confident. I was wrong. And I also wasn't prepared that Shrek over there would get alerted by me just standing there. And at this point, I had died enough. But I was not giving up. Well, after 1 hour, I didn't want to be stuck. I went back to the beginning and started looking for treasures and prosthetic tools. And I shit you not, I found the loaded shuriken. I could just see the light in the tunnel. There was hope. 58 minutes later, and we were now back to the ogre, and my life had new meanings to it. We tried killing the ogre again, but I got killed. I was at my breaking point. I got desperate. I had to do it. I don't think this is considered cheating, since you still need to kill him, but I do, however, get the easy kill. Now was the time where Shrek had shot his last shit. I was determined to kill him now. There was a sheet ledge where our little ogre couldn't grab me, and all I had to do was slice, and that was it. The reward was it was time for me to move on with my life. Through this little building, I found some more treasures and more guys to butcher. I kebabbed this man, the furry. I didn't want more beef with the bosses, so the big man samurai was spared, and now I was once again confused. But after a few seconds I found the sculpture idol and could finally save my progress. I think that's how it works. And what was left was terrifying. I hate things that are 10 times bigger than me. And yet I met the snake the size of my wee-wee. That was another lie, sorry. And yet It almost got me. That was a sign for me to run. I found this little outhouse to clear my intestines of any shit that had turned to liquid. Little did I know that I was supposed to stab that fucker in the eye. So I did. The diarrhea came faster and more aggressively than before. I had to run for my life with no way of hiding. Lucky for me, the destination was reached. This place, easy to sneak past, easy to kill from above. What could go wrong? Everything. I encountered something that was smelling like another boss battle, and I was not ready. That turbocharged horse wasn't playing around. He was faster than I could wipe my ass after a good night with a whole lot of hardcore butt stuff with the boys. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was when I called it a day. I reviewed my recent material and noticed a lot of problems, such as Asian porn. It was pixelated as fuck, but now when that problem has been solved, we have crisp, beautiful, perfect quality. It went from this to this. So now at day 3, I was well rested and decided to give it another go. I killed the 2 guys again, did the big suck. I was thinking maybe I should kill all of them, but no, I was not confident enough. But as I was watching over them, I accidentally fell and had to save the situation, so I hung myself. Not like that. From the ledge, of course, and I managed to kill 2 more guys. I was feeling pretty risky today. Maybe I was strong enough. I did some more scouting. I killed another guy but got caught lacking. I was in too deep by now, so there was no other choice but to kill, scout, suck, kill, and kill, scavenge, hide. Now with the whole army killed, I was having a blast clicking these purple things. It was time. Battle time. After all this training, I was not even close to winning this fight. I was getting fucked. Death was lurking around the corner. What did I think? Why was I even invisible? I'm fucking stupid. Welp. Better luck next time, I guess. I returned home, talked to mom, gave her my seed, talked to dad, I was drunk, and went back in.
Prepare your shitter, because here I come.
Can this guy shut up?
I'm literally Rainbow Dash.
What the fuck? I truly believed that this was the time I'd win, but God, was I once again wrong. I had come to the point where I had to think about a strategy, and what might that be, you might ask? Well, what the fuck do you think? Block him and slice him until there's an opening. Let us put that strategy to the test. This time, I was ready. Think again, sweaty. I fucked up. I was not as hopeful as I once was, and I was only halfway done with my first stage. And yet again, I had failed. My strategy seemed to have worked better than my recent one, since I got much more damage dealt to him. But that was enough for day 3. Or maybe I could give it another go. Approximately 2 hours later, I decided to try again. What did I do wrong? Somehow, I almost died before I even got to the battlefield, so I had to return and try again. And this time, it worked. I did the suck and ran out to the battlefield. I was certain this time would be better. But again, I died. Yet this time I actually got past the first stage, so I knew I was onto something. And halfway through this second stage, I fucking died. Over and over again. Now I knew my strategy worked, but I wasn't sure about its attack pattern. I was stubborn. This time I would finally kick the cuckold and his horse.
Cue the epic battle music.
I had done it. I had killed the horse and the man. Where is Lord Kuro? That femboy looking ass.
How about you find some bitches? Vittu.
I felt bad for the horse though, but what I thought was a way forward was just the way towards the merchant. I didn't buy shit though, so instead I ran into the building and met this guy from Demon Slayer. I was starstruck. Will I learn fire breathing, water breathing? No, he just wanted me to kill rats. But fuck no. I quickly explored the building but didn't find anything useful. As I returned, I noticed that I had missed the sculpture idol again. How could I have been so stupid? But I found progress. I killed a guy and found these smurfs picking shrooms, and I thought they would be easy to kill. Oh boy, was I wrong. I didn't do any damage whatsoever. This little shit just killed me with shit. But luckily, this is a game where you can resurrect. So I killed this other smurf and went back to the little fucker who actually just killed me again in one blow. I better not go there anymore. I returned home, upgraded my tool, got new skills, and went back. I somehow fell off a damn cliff. Luckily, I didn't die, and that was enough for today. Day 4, I was feeling it. The desire. This game was addictive as fuck. Addictions are cool. I booted up the game again, kept moving, was a victim of police brutality. I swear, officer, I didn't kill him. I then saw this guy and his poor doggies, and quickly ended their suffering. These 2 guys, easy enough, got caught and hit on the roof, as you always do when dad comes home drunk, and later went in for the kill. Now this part, however, was a sneaky one. Big boy Diabetes was working his ass off. Little did I know, there were more diabetic gamers out there and their supervisors. So I hit on the roof again. Was I safe? No, I was not. The fattest diabetes type 5 looking ass saw me, but lucky for me, he was too fat to fit in the doorway. I guess I was wrong again. So wrong, it actually killed me. So now I had to do it all again. But you know how it is. Kill some more kids, and now we're back. I had to flex on the diabetic fucks with eating candy. They didn't see me, however, so I killed everyone. It felt good. I found 2 guys chatting. I heard your mom passed away. I'm so sorry about that. How are you feeling? Dude! They them pussy. Oh, what the f? Well, I had to do it to him. Looking around, I noticed a shortcut. So now I know how to come back faster. In case I die, moving on with the game. I saw this guy standing sussily, shoved my sword up his ass, and tried sneaking up with the other 2. But I had no fucking idea that there was a fucking angry cow lurking in the shadows, killing me almost instantly. Thank God for the shortcut. Before we went further, I had to check back with Dad. And Dad was dying from ligma. There was nothing new for me here. And yet again, I went back. The shortcut was very helpful this time. I could just run past everyone. I did, however, kill the 2 guys outside the cow's den, the first guy in the arena, and then I waited patiently for the other guard to not show up. That was very disrespectful. I shoved my sword up his ass, and I think he liked it. It was time for the cow to beat my ass again. I was running for my life, trying to make sense of its attack patterns. It was very annoying, but I do think I figured it out. You see, the bull is constantly running, so I figured if I could just run behind it at all time and slice it once I had the chance, then it might work. This, ladies and gentlemen, was the move that made my dad cry, because this really seemed to do the trick. It only took me 3 attempts to kill the crazy cow. I wanted to find an idol somewhere, so I didn't die again, but sadly there were 2 idiots standing just outside the big door waiting for me. They killed me once, and that made me very scared, so I ended their career by shoving my sword down their cockles. Now, it was done. No more cocks to be killed. The idol was inside, but this crackhead was sitting in front of it, so I had to speak with her. Crackin' burgers, never mind her. Finally, I was saved. I had no reason to worry, but from now on I went on quite the adventure. I had no idea where to go, and there were multiple ways forward, and I didn't know which way was right, so I had to try all of them, and none of them worked. Every path led me to an inevitable death. I was confused. There were furries on roofs, people in rice fields, and even zombies. Who the fuck decided zombies was a good idea? But in the end, I decided it was time for bed. Day 5. This morning, I woke up with knowledge. There were a lot of things I had missed, but as a dumb sweaty male testicle I am, I accidentally black screened my screen while selling funny Among Us cards on Steam. Let me explain. When I was casually fixing my settings in OBS, I felt the need to make numpad 0, the one that changes any scene to my facecam scene. However, let me tell you about it over a very high budget animation. There were some generals I had missed on purpose from the start, so I killed those guys. There were some prosthetic tools I had missed, and a fuck ton of treasure. I believe I got all of it. That basically sums it all up for you. However, this made me very upset that you guys couldn't see this, because I learned a lot of useful things. But again, I'm very lazy. After my beautiful nap, I asked a friend where I should go when I reached the part I was stuck at, and he told me this very hidden secret. There was a woman with some bells that would send you to a different dimension or some shit. I would never have known this if he didn't tell me about it. So I begged Buddha for some big titty goth girls, but he didn't give it to me. Instead, he sent me to Sweden. Actually, this place was called Hirada Estate, but you know, it's basically the same. This place was filled with rain and depression. The bridge was an ambush. I could have accidentally burned myself on a stick. Fuck the bridge. Me and the boys swim. I was so depressed, I accidentally fucked up the death blow on a guy, and now I must kill more dogs. I got into this small little town and had to rest, and I then waited patiently for Mr. Hey, look at me, I have a fire on a stick, I'm so cool. I killed him and his friends. It was an easy fight, but it was time for me to sneak. I ate some candy and went ham, hoping I would win this fight, and I did. It was time for more sneaking. This time, not so easy. I was pretty much cornered until I found another way. I was spotted. Was this it? I mean, it's a lot of dudes, but yeah. I died. I made a run for it. It wasn't helpful since they followed me everywhere, and yet again I hid on a roof. Was I safe here? Indeed I was. But the villagers bullied me into more depression, so it was time for me to leave. The vibes were not epic, fam. I met this random crackhead though, and then decided it was time for scavenging, and I found this little baby. I sneaked past the guards very easily. Somehow they saw me, even though I had eaten candy that made me invincible. Shit, that must have been hardcore drugs, now that I think about it. I did however manage to kill off some guards in the bushes here, but I had no idea there was a mini-boss waiting for me, so it was time to get the fuck out of there. So I swam away. I'm not the pussy. You are. So as I returned, I felt the need to stealth my way through this somehow. At least I managed to kill one guy, and this one too. Now there was just one thing left. Consume alcohol. I did get one free death blow on the shinobi hunter, but he kept coming after me with a bunch of attacks, and that spooked me. I waited patiently on a tree for something good to happen, but nothing did. So I tried killing him again. With no luck, he managed to kill me once. And I just wasn't good enough, so he indeed killed me again, and I had to restart. I'll spare you the details on this fight since it's extremely fucking useless and not important to the story whatsoever. After 7 minutes, I managed to kill him. Nothing special. Moving forward, I could finally save. I took a different path around some dudes and killed them. It was pretty easy if I'm honest. Now the archers, however, were a pain in my asshole, almost as if a splinter had made its way around my cheeks, but they died too. Now there was just one thing left, and that was just a big fat guy further ahead and his two companions guarding him. I didn't want to fight him just yet, so I did what I do best, run away and find something else to do, and so I did. I found this hidden ninja hiding on a roof, and I shit you not, it was fucking difficult, and managed to kill me almost instantly. If I only knew how to deflect, this would not have been an issue since I fell down and almost died. I felt like I had to wait for that dude, so I got my ass back up on that bridge and ran past the big boy and his pals, or I tried at least. As I was fighting Fat Lord, I fell down again, and it almost cost me my life. I almost had him, but the millisecond as I was about to end this man's career, he killed me, and I had to restart my shit again. This time it felt a little too easy, but I'm all for it, so no complaints were made. I got them all pretty good. Now I had to kill the fat fuck again. This time I got it. It did cost me one life, but that's okay. I skipped the shielded guys since I didn't want to fuck with them. I met Santa waiting for Patrick Star to open his door for some presents on Christmas, which never happened, but turned out Santa is my dad. I didn't know Wolf had a dad.
Wolf, take this and shove it down your cockhole.
But father, I'm a virgin.
Shut your beta dick shit up.
Okay, sorry dad. The skinny key. I don't know where I'm supposed to bring this, but I simply do not care since I had no idea where to go. I retreated, since that was my first idea for some reason, and as I was heading back, I thought I had a shot at Sasuke off the house roof. He had no chance of killing me as I was opening the doors. I could use that to my advantage, but as I ran out the shed again, he killed me. I jumped down the river again in hopes of survival. The need for resting was getting to me, so I went back to the idol again. Well rested, I sprinted back all the way to the start. That was fucking stupid. So now I had to run back to Santa again and ran past every guard in my way. And oh Jesus nuts, that was scary. I fell down in the river again, but that somehow showed me the way forward. And thank the Among Us gods for that. I would never known about this if I hadn't fallen down. I was on my last pubes before death, and I was confused. That ended up with me dying. I found my way forward, or so I thought. This was nothing. I ran away in fear and managed to get somewhere, and this place was on fire, literally. I met a friend, but I got interrupted and noticed yet another meaty boss. I wanted to fucking kill myself. That drunk guy did it for me. I don't remember Peter Griffin being such a fat piece of shit, telling me I should kill myself. Oh wait, that's him.
Kill yourself!
I ran around for a while trying to clear out the area of all the guards, but ended up dying instead. But after that I got a chance at talking to my suicidal friend, or maybe he has a god complex because he kinda just rushed it. And I honestly don't think it was a good idea since Peter Griffin killed him. I don't know when he died, but he did. He's right there. So now it was just me against big boy wife beater here, and I had to hide. As one guy approached me, the fat guy rushed down the stairs, and now the stressful battle music stopped. Was I safe? Nah. It took me a few seconds before Peter came rushing in again. He just can't stop drinking. He even lubed up his sword so he can shove it up my asshole. That scared me, so I ran away. I tried blocking his attacks, but damn, he stomped my face down the dirt as he was showing off his massive junk. I almost sucked his balls, to be honest. Of course, I managed to escape. We had a nice bath together, but he drank too much and puked all over me, and that was no bueno. It was time to run back, but I was killed by acute myocardial infarction. Thank you. Due to Peter Fatboy, fuckface puking all over my cockhole. Don't ask me how that works, it just does. I believe it's for the best. Just to skip to the good part. No one has time for this bullshit, especially since it's just a mini-boss. But one thing I need to show you is this part where I just kinda left my friend to die, and I swear to God I'm kinda the best friend you possibly can have. Well, I died by putting myself on fire, so that kinda proves my point to be false. Fuck you, no one asked you. I tried to fool the drunk drunk guy by taking a swim in the shallow waters, but sadly it didn't work. I fucked up. It didn't take long before it worked though. One stage done, one more to go. This time I felt the need. The need for speed. Oh no, that's something else. No, cut. A helping hand was needed. And luckily my good old friend, what's his name? Doesn't matter, he's irrelevant. But this made it easy, almost. But I made it. Whoa! I finally made enough progress to speak to a person. Yeah, that's basically it. I got bamboozled by this dude in the hallway, and now it was time to open a very secret hatch. It was very hidden. I would have never seen it if it wasn't for my epic eyesight. Am I gonna kill a child? Now I know a shit ton of people told me about Lord Kuro being a small little boy. Ooh, this you little fuck. Editor Baldrr here. For this part I wanted some voice acting. I haven't gotten the voice lines, so I'll do it myself. Wolf, there's fucking dragons in the kitchen. Are you high? Give me them toes. Shit, did you take Grandma's painkillers? I do not consent to a Pokemon battle. Hello, Wolf. I am cute Horoscope 24.
Grandma, what the fuck?
Now, Wolf. I know you want this goosey. Apparently, Kuro's parents forgot her in a car outside Walmart on a hot summer day. And now we are here. Her parents are dead, I suppose. And now she's Batman. That kind of sums up the actual cutscene, I guess. Now battle time. Nothing fun really happened here, but as you can see in the death counter, I did die a few times. I wrecked her shit once, and then I realized as I was sucking there that it wasn't over. And in the end, I actually gave up. Mainly because her failed abortions were cringe and suicide bombed me once. And then I got circumcised. What the fuck? That was it. Today was time for a new adventure. By that I mean I had to travel back to the diddly-doo temple and talk to mom and dad. Nothing new had happened, sadly, except I had 2 new prosthetics for some damn reason. Enough of them. There's no reason for me to show this, so I'll just skip to the part where I pick a new path to explore. I decided to head back to where it all started and bust some moves. This homeless guy was acting sus, so he deserved what was coming for him. And I fell down a hole. I met this drunk dude who spoke nothing but nonsense. He's irrelevant for this story, so moving on. And just moments later, I found this guy down a hole, and death from above was the only option for this boy. I figured out that he was indeed very dangerous and sliced my dick off, so we had to try again. And yet again, no luck, I got crotch kicked. One time, and then it became sushi moments after that, and try again. Fall down, slam my sword down his neck, and then cheese my way around him. It's always the goddamn mini-bosses, man. This took a lot of time, so we can just pretend that he never existed and move on with the game for once, please. Ah, the abandoned dungeon. This place was cool. Not like I would live here. The dude was here again. I still don't know what his deal is. This crackhead was begging me to suicide into an abyss, and you always listen to crackheads, so that's exactly what I did. I jumped down. And lucky for me, there was actually a way not to die there. Suddenly, we were in a Shina depths, which also looked cool, but there was yet another mini-boss with a fucking gun. And that man shot me in the face twice, so I died. And that's kind of how it works. You die if you get shot in the face. And in the end, I had enough of his bullshit. So it was time for another one of those big brain moves. How do I explain this? For context, the water is toxic, so I waited long enough to get a finishing blow on him. Now don't worry, this was never my intention. I just wanted a safe place to wait as I was taking a shit and forgot to pause my game. And I shit you not, this took ages. I thanked the undercooked food I had, because I would never wait this long for someone to die. I did check it once to see how things were going, but then I noticed his health bar was going down. And I was all for it, and waited until it was time. The first death blow was ready after a solid 10 minutes or so, I don't really know. And then another 10 for the next one. He almost had me as I jumped down, but I had some extra health to spare compared to him, so I'm definitely not complaining. This was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Now further down this hole, I found what looked like another boss battle, and I just wasn't ready for it. So I went back and found Monkey. He deserved to die for all the war crimes he would commit. It turned out that it was just a way around to the boss arena again. I don't know why that's there. And there was no boss to fight. And suddenly the dude was back. This place looked like something from Silent Hill. If Silent Hill was from Japan and had black hawks to butcher and a lot of trees and grass. Apparently this is literally Silent Hill. There's ghosts here and that can actually harm me.
Now I know Silent Hill isn't ghosts, so shut up and enjoy.
I ran around and slaughtered some of them. One ended up killing me, so it was time for me to go. I didn't understand how to get inside the house, so yet again, I ran around extremely confused. It took me around 17 minutes to understand that I was standing on the wrong tree, but still had no idea how to get up on that right one. A few minutes later, I actually found a guy who really likes monkeys, but I had no time for that. I needed to enter the fucking house, and now I was finally there. There was a boss there. I killed him from the roof, and Mr. Octopussy suffered
28 stab wounds.
Easy.
I found the merchant, and he's still as weird as before. I later found this female crying over some douchebag boy she was in love with. I honestly don't know why she's shredding that guitar, honestly. She got upset for me for not saying a word since I didn't want any beef with her. I made 0 fucking damage on her, and she fucking destroyed me and my feelings. Women. But for some damn reason, I was trying to move past her and move on. She got mad because I ignored her, but of course I managed to escape and kill this dude, having a hard time opening a door, and some of his friends. Sadly, just one moment later, as I thought I found safety, this ghost monk appeared and brutally fucked me in the matter of seconds. I was about to have a mental breakdown, so I had to upgrade my shit before going further ahead. I would try to talk some sense into the shredding bucket girl. She still got mad. That bitch could dodge my attacks by becoming a PNG, meaning that her ghost powers were transparent.
Why am I trying to explain this joke is completely fucking useless?
As I was trying to escape her demonic presence, she suddenly stopped working, and I went ham. But sadly, I had not yet learned the thing about posture damage, so I was just being a pussy once again. Since I didn't finish up, you get it? I didn't keep going. She didn't attack me. Fuck this. After a while, she was completely frozen and did not attack at all, so I went all in. She then decided to start attacking again and had a spasm attack behind the tree, then killed me. I had to try again since I apparently froze her AI, but this time I had to try to get one death blow first, but failed as usual. She followed me towards the place we were at before. This time she never froze until we came far enough, and then I sliced her over and over again. Is this... She did, however, manage to kill me once, but she was so close to death that I was feeling cocky, and then she was dead. Now that the water ghost woman was dead, we could proceed with our story. There was just one more boss to defeat before we could move on. Oh boy, mistakes were made. I had to give it one more shot before the day was over, so I rushed over there as fast as I could. Before I went into the fight, I felt the need for some candy, just in case. This mistake cost me my life, since I had no idea what Yashiraku's sugar was. This drained my life, but made me stronger, but not much stronger if I'm honest, but still. What help does that do if I suck at the game to begin with? Well, death was my only option, and got mad and ended the day, as a grumpy old grandpa not getting any pussy from the Girl Scouts selling cookies at 2 p.m. It was Christmas time. I felt generous and wanted to help out, even though my subscriber count wasn't as much as the time. This ended shortly since my controller died mid-battle, and that made me a little bit upset. What the and closed the game. Something happened. I don't know. But with that being said,
Subscribe and like the video or suffer the consequences of your actions. You will receive judgment.
I had been infected with the Cockpig-19 disease and couldn't record anything for a full week. This was right after the first Sekiro video. Sadly, I had to rush that video because my Adobe subscription was cancelled.
Join my Patreon to support my Adobe addiction.
But here we are, a long time ago now, and I won't be stalling you with boring information about this. Today I felt like I had to defeat the spooky monk man, but as I was about to enter the arena, I felt doubt. My guts told me I would lose again, and you always need to trust your gut, because I fucking died so hard I almost cried. This day started terribly bad. Before this day had ended, I had to kill at least one boss to keep the self-proclaimed title as a professional gamer. There was only one boss I felt the need to kill first, and that was Grandma Butterfly. My strategy was to block her and strike once. It took forever. Even though she's fucking stupid, I couldn't keep up. I died once. Revenge was my only option. No one kills me and gets away with it. She got what she deserved. Now all I had left was her child slave stage. Those skinny sweatshop workers sure knew how to be annoying as shit. It pretty much turned into the Nagasaki bombings. So I left the place in hopes for an easier boss. I took my chances with a pole dancing dude in Ashina Reservoir. Very easy to get to, but not easy to kill. Stage 1 is clearly easy, since all you gotta do is ninja defuse his right testicle and try to kick his left one out of existence. I tried hiding in the house, but he just wouldn't do shit. And as soon as I walked out of the room, he fucking bullied me with a stick.
Why does he turn when I dodge?
As I said, it was not a good day for me. I tried again, accidentally alerted one of the guards, and now that he was gone, I could just continue my attempts at murdering the overly sexual dude with a stick. I was waiting for him at the house, since I was certain he would come my way, but he never came, so I had to shove my sword down his throat. This time I still had no luck, and died for my sins. But since I'm a gamer, and gamers never give up, I had to try again. I tried to stun him by jumping on his head, but failed miserably. I didn't even get a single hit on him. I've had enough at this point. There was only one mini-boss left I felt I had a chance at. The fat guard outside the Ashina castle. And this time, I will do as requested.
Epic death montage.
After a few deaths, I figured that these furry monkeys were in the way and I had to physically remove them. A few minutes later, when the shit monkeys were gone, I had to harm the guards in order to get the fat fuck all for myself. This plan worked better than expected since no one could throw shit in my neck. But I made one mistake, and that was to use the damn idol for the first time ever. Don't know what it did, and I respawned the fucking guards again. I'm sorry. Now I had to farm up some extra money for V-Bucks. Once I had the money for a few Jesus coins, I realized I could just delete some guards at a time. In that way I could suck up some more coins in order to buy Christianity emblems. It was finally just me and the big boss. Nothing was in the way. This battle was about to be epic. DJ spin that shit. Finally, one boss down for the day. The chest was mine. Dude, what the fucking door is This is fucking stupid. I'm going to bed. This day was different. It was time to find the mortal blade. It was a long way to go, but it had to be done. For starters, I needed to travel to this mountain place. But these shit goblins bullied me a little bit, and for some reason, my shitty controller that I borrowed from a friend didn't do as I wanted and threw me off a fucking mountain. I tried a different approach, but these child workers with comically large hats are not liking the idea of forced castration. Well, later on I found the place I was looking for. The bridge. Don't get racist, don't get racist, don't get racist.
Ich denke, die Minions sind ein guter Film, aber er wäre besser, hätte er harten, schwulen Sex.
This cheating cunt didn't deal any damage, and this is where your tips come in handy. I didn't know about deflection up until this point. Now was the time to learn. Even though I've seen that he doesn't take any damage, I kept trying as well as learning the deflect method. But I was so close to winning, so my second chance made me victorious in this filthy battle. Rushing through this inbred monk place, I found this well-hidden hiding place because the monks couldn't get me here, but I had to keep going. The monks had worms, so I felt the need to get the fuck out of there. As I was entering the temple of monks, this fur dude was literally dancing as I was opening the door, and to my surprise, there was no sword. And I didn't listen to the weird guy in a dress and a cool hat, so I had no clue of what to do. I ran around as a confused chicken. Fast forward a full fucking hour to where I Google my way through it and finds out that I'm fucking wrong. I even killed Edward Penis Hands as I was trying to get the shit done. Turns out I must kill Mr. Genshin Impact before getting the fuck me sword. Time to get shit done. Ashina Castle was my place to be. All that shit I've done so far has been for nothing. So I killed some furries. One even tried to kamikaze his way through me, and this guy just wanted to die. I climbed through a window and finally progressed the game even further. I killed off a virgin, and I basically just ran through the rest of these Fortnite enjoying fuckers, but I fell down like Lil Yachty when he released Pole Poland. I could just travel to get back. But I didn't do that because I'm fucking stupid and decided to go back into the castle and get brutally slashed by multiple enemies as I'm opening a door. And this was when I noticed that it's not the way forward. But I still didn't travel, and that actually cost me my life. Now I'm back. This time I did find a way, and it was easier than I thought. I'm just too big-brained to notice. But now I had 3 monks attacking me at once, and that's no fun. I managed to escape and rest in order for them to be Thanos snapped out of reality. I guess that's how it works when you fall asleep. All your problems go away. As I thought I was safe and was opening the door, the first thing I saw was this dude's just sitting. He's a really weird guy. I did believe that this was like any other monk from before, but he was faster and better and stronger than anyone I had met. He did damage me even if I blocked his ass, so my only option was to deflect, but I didn't know that until later. I'm gonna give you the pleasure of 1 hour and 47 minutes of pure bullying in the form of an epic gamer death montage, because I was actually struggling so hard to understand this Chad's attack pattern. Now, after a shit ton of deaths, I had to take a short break and clear my head and do some adult stuff like commit meatballs. A couple of meatballs later, I felt ready to beat up his ass. And as none of you know, I identify as a threat. My pronouns are try/me. Now it is done. This boss taught me one thing. Deflecting attacks is a good thing. But now that he's gone, we can move on. And just a few fucking seconds later, it was time again. Another fucking boss battle. Mr. Genshin, it has come to my attention that you bathe with other men.
No homo though. I'm going to restore Ashina by removing the balls of every human in the world.
Is that supposed to be an Attack on Titan reference?
Eren Yeager.
What the fuck? No, you weirdo. Get away from me before I call my dog. Mr. Worldwide.
You have stage 3 terminal ball cancer.
I will steal your balls.
And so it began. Yet another boss battle. This time, however, was a first try. Can you believe it? Neither can I.
Because I know it.
But I got pretty far for my first try, so I felt like I knew what to do. The pattern was pretty much repeating itself, so in the end, it was pretty obvious what I had to do. Nah. And once it was done, I had made it with barely any damage taken. Now time for the second death blow. Were there any new patterns? I don't fucking know, and I do not care.
0 hits, bro.
Stage 2 of the epic battle. This time I was not sure about anything. I ended up dead again.
Ja, vad fan.
Hi.
I hope you're a boy because I'm gonna fuck the living shit out of you.
Wolf, look, he's vaping.
I have an erection.
I can't stand crying babies on public transportation anymore.
And that was all for now. I had some extra bosses I had not yet beaten, and my ego was as big as Jake Paul's boxing career. But first we had the fucking gamer sword I couldn't get before. And of course, speak to the little child before we can move forward. I skipped the most parts, but I do everything for this little fuck to be happy, and that was the wrong thing to do, I guess. so I declined whatever she was offering. I found this wall with a very weird human shape on it, and I could apparently go through it, and I was shocked to see that I was back at the Digimon temple and decided to travel to the monk base again. But for some damn reason, it was still not there. Did I do something wrong? Did I have to kill more bosses? Well, I had to try. Lady Buttcheeks was the next target. This time it was easy. I think at this time I had it all figured out, and I shit you not. It was much easier than I first expected. I kept doing my old strategy as I was also trying to inflict some posture damage. And then I managed to kill her on my first try again, and that made me feel like a
Fucking god.
Now I knew about this part being a little bit bitchy throughout the other attempts, and my computer didn't seem to like me running this at 60 FPS, but I'll cut to the chase. The old bitch was dead.
Oh, hands again.
Owie. Hey Wolf, wanna grab some McDonald's? And so we were back at the Doom Eternal Temple. It was time for yet another travel in order to find the gamer sword, and I was still very confused about what to do. I must have missed something. So I ran around for a while and found a sculpture idol I had missed and a whole other area that was completely new to me, so I had to explore. This didn't make a lot of sense to me, so I returned to Lord Comboy. With returned I mean I died by the hands of a monkey.
I did go deeper, however, out of curiosity. I went a lot deeper and then killed a mini-boss on the other side of the map before actually returning to Kuro. Oh, Jesus, this took longer than it had to.
And found out I actually had to speak to another human being in order to know that the sword even existed. But since I didn't even talk to Kuro in the first place, I decided to Google shit. It meant that he wouldn't even be there. Much later I went back to the King Kong temple, but still no bell to ring. And I just thought I was fucking stupid and had to kill off more bosses. So I did. I thought I had to unalive the ghost dude. He was probably the hardest boss I had encountered yet, but after all this time doing other shit, I felt pretty confident. I did however know the patterns and I knew they were pretty slow. Using pretty much a lot of timing, dodging and deflecting attacks, I finally got to defeat him. Believe it or not, with
0 fucking damage, baby.
The thing is, this was going extremely well for me. I felt like a fucking god at this point. I wasn't sure what to do next, but at the same time I felt the need to explore this dungeon door that just opened in front of me. There wasn't anything there for me, and yet it looked like a boss battle arena, but nothing happened. And there was no way to go further than this. Interesting enough, I went back and forth a few times, in case the potential boss didn't spawn, which was stupid as fuck since there was no boss to begin with, and time for another fast travel journey. Still not where I had to go, sadly.
Fuck, I'm fucking stupid.
About 20 minutes later, I found myself with Femboy Kuro, and sure enough, that was my objective all along, and I still wasn't ready for the Gamer Blade. I had to speak to Vanilla Ice first.
Have you seen this fine lady named Finster? Such a pretty girl.
Shut the fuck up, Grandpa. Where's the sword?
Wait, he has a penis?
Jesus, old man. Tell me about the sword.
Monkey.
What? And then I knew where to go. It was monkey time, finally. Since I had watched like 10 different tutorials on how to get the fucking sword, I kinda knew what had to be done. Ring the bell and ascend. The monkeys were basically harmless. Now I still didn't understand how to defeat the monkeys, but in the end I got them in one piece. This must be the Taco Bell everyone's been talking about. 50 minutes of uninterrupted monkey hunting, I got them all. The relief was relieving, and after the fucking monkeys were gone, I could prey upon my downfall and ended up in this weird place. Completely new, if you ask me. How would one even get out of here? Oh, and the fucking gamer sword was mine at last. Day 9 of obsessing over my demise, I was getting cocky, and that is pretty dangerous when you think about it. I was determined to complete the game today. I rushed down in the depths I got stuck in once before, and just a moment later I died to these radical feminist monkeys with guns. Shockingly enough, there was yet another boss.
to be fought. Mrs. Snake Dick, not my favorite character in the game, but it wasn't so hard because I basically leveled up after all the recent bosses I've fucking demolished. It took me a few times however, and one of the death spells down, I had the last one to go. With my epic gamer sword, it wasn't actually that hard. Snake Penis was done for. No more worries guys, I'm about to make it. Why did I willingly jump off a fucking cliff? Anyways, time for progress. But I would lie if I said it wasn't scary as fuck though. But I rushed through the most of them with ease. Some had to die of course, but they all deserved it. Those smelly bastards. And yet another X-Men to defeat. These were actually easy since all I had to do was spam my parry button and execute them. No damage was dealt to neither me nor him. I'm one lucky bastard. I found a bridge where controversies are made, but the penis arrived and I don't know if it was possible to run past the bridge in a way, so I used this portable totem to transfer back to Edward Penis Hands. And I was wrong, the bridge was gone, but I did try to kill the snake, but I had no luck. I rushed past it and found a monkey. There was a shit ton of monkeys. Yeah, I even interrupted a monkey AA meeting with one swing of my funny sword. That killed a lot of them. Mass murdering. They got their revenge really quick since I fucking died moments later. Time for attempt 2. This time I got almost all of the monkeys. There were 2 left for me to kill and they all deserved it. I sat down by the sculptor idol and noticed Big Monkey sitting in a lake. I knew directly it was time for another one of those boss battles. So, a few tries later, I finally downed the monkey and was prepared to leave. But my luck had run out, and the monkey with no head was trying to kill me. Maybe he's the leader of the AA meetings. The ape was gone, now we had to finish the game. I picked a flower for the young boy girl in the castle and decided to leave. Now this time I actually went back to her, or at least tried. But the entirety of Ashina Castle was blocked out for some reason. I got a bit confused. I could only travel to the dungeon entrance where I met zombies and shit that didn't die. I noticed a slight change of environment. Why? I think I skipped too many cutscenes to understand this part, so I had to run all the way back to the Lord Condom. Let's move on. When I arrived at the place I first fought Genshin, I met Dad. What does he want from me, old man?
I have bronchitis.
Well then, there's nothing to discuss. Deuces, bitch.
Don't make me shit myself.
So it was time. I was approaching Dad the way I would approach my own. Scared shitless.
Who the fuck are you?
Dad, I'm your son.
Hello, your son. I'm Owl.
Who?
That's what I'm saying.
Time for yet another fucking boss battle. Music. Oh, never mind. Stop, wait, cutscene again.
Why won't these cutscenes end?
Fuck me.
Hi, I'm TikTok text-to-speech girl now.
What the?
Something's off. My balls have exploded.
Now with Dad out of the picture again, there wasn't much left to do. At least not that I knew of. I spoke to Lord Crumbs and skipped basically all of it again. And yet again I had no idea what to do. I knew I wanted to face one of the most beautiful boss battles I've ever witnessed. The fucking giraffe dragon god. To do that I had to go back to where I killed the ghost dude. I went to the place I thought was a boss battle and prayed in a fucking tent or whatever it is. I ended up getting smashed by a fucking rope. It even has a penis. It was fucking huge. And the confusion was unbearable, since it basically just fell asleep next to some fucking cliffs and left me there. Don't get me wrong, the place was fucking beautiful. It even bamboozled me into another one of those fucking boss battles. I was given no chance of relaxation here. This time I had to face a fucking monk that could slice my dick off through a branch. I spent 15 minutes alone with this boss, and I thought I was getting better and better. But this place sure is beautiful though, so I will allow it this one time. There was some glowing Elden beasts here. I do not understand what is going on at all at this point. I'm fucking lost, help me. Their secret attack was aging. I got old and fucking died. What the fuck? At this point it's just bullying elders. Let me just skip to this part and move on with my life. I found this super easy mini-boss. Don't understand the context of why that one is there, honestly. I found another nice old lady that told me I had to progress through the fucking water. This whole place is confusing as fuck. Why the fuck is there a headless boss here? Anyway, it took me a while, but I found a hole she was telling me about. Big fish. This part was basically me just running around for my life, trying not to die, and there it was. The cutscene. This took me to the fucking sick boss battle I always wanted to meet. But for some reason, there was some old people here trying to punish me with flutes. Both thought they could win at a fucking sword. Let's go, baby! I'll just edit this part out. There's no need for words here. Now that I killed an entire retirement home, it was time to face God. This was a beautiful fight, and I do not want to ruin it by talking. So here you go. Finally, I killed the God Dragon. I had no idea what I gained from that, but I just found it extremely beautiful. And when I came back to Lord Hobo's room, Grandpa suffered a systolic dysfunction and had sadly passed away on the floor. Now I knew this was not the case, but I acted as if I knew nothing about it. There was only one thing left to do, and I wanted to save that for the next day. Day 10. And oh boy, buckle your assholes, shit's about to liquidize. The final boss. Now what have I learned from this experience? Well, nothing really, I just wanted to play a game. But let's fight the final boss once for all. The place where it all started. My balls are filled with knowledge.
And mine is filled with calm.
Finally, Genichiro is dead.
Oh wait, what's this?
That's right, Mr. Glock St. Isis is in the house.
I thought Femboy Genshin was a good host. And now I need some fresh bussy.
This isn't fucking Burger King. I know pussy is another word for burger.
You're lying!
Nuh-uh. Now that is what I call a boss battle. A boss to me is just bullying on a whole nother level. It was tough, but after a while, I actually made it. My first time playing a FromSoft game, and I liked it. What happens next? We will never know.
Thank you, viewer. If you're not dumb enough to subscribe to this channel, then do so immediately. It will make your brain super smooth. If you're already subscribed, then you are one of the biggest idiots in the world. I serve you bad jokes, shitty gameplay, dead memes, complete utter dogshit microphone.
I don't know what to do with this fucking distorted shit, bitch, fuck!
If you believe you will have a good time on this channel, you can suck my ass. You must be the dumbest motherfucker if you decide my content is worth it. Guaranteed. And if I offend you someday, you can lick my ass crack. Did your dad leave? So did mine! If you do find a better creator, you can shove it up your ass. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I will fuck your mom and then unfuck her by hitting her with my car. And I will not pay child support. Subscribe now for brain damage and potential stroke. Or join my Patreon for even more brain damage and a certain stroke. Thank you.